You got to hand it to the president. His injury is not holding him back from doing the business of the nation. You know, in fact, he just nominated Major General Claudia Kennedy as the Army's first female 3-star general. And I think that's great. You know, she's doing a great job. Apparently, the only thing she's having trouble with, she's having difficulty figuring out how to sexually harass herself. She doesn't know how to.
So I want to talk about political comedy, and I want to talk about why I think political comedy is dead. It's bad, it's terrible, it's god-awful. Most political comedy. There's some people who do it okay, but I think the vast majority of political commentary is god-awful. I think political commentary has always had a higher level of like badness of just being awful. But I think it's gotten particularly bad recently. And I think political comedy gets worse generally as partisanship within nations increases. But first I wanted to play you guys some examples of just terrible, god-awful political commentary. And what inspired the segment, by the way, was the passing of Gilbert Gottfried, a comedy legend who was always funny. I'm gonna miss him a whole lot, okay? Gonna miss him a lot. But I wanted to play first, and it's all across the spectrum. First, a clip from Jimmy Dore. This is anti-vax political commentary. He said this at a Defeat the Mandates rally. So let me just play this for you guys quick.
Out of Moderna, and they said you can't sue Moderna if you get injured by the vaccine because they passed a law that says you can't sue Big Pharma for vaccine injuries. And I was like, why would they pass a law like that? And they said, 'cause it's safe. And so, of course, I got injured, and I had to go through all kind of treatments. One of them was they put Botox in my neck for my stiff neck, and it worked, but it's still embarrassing because now nobody can tell when my neck is smiling.
It's just not funny. And it's not like I disagree with Jimmy on vaccines, obviously, right? But I've listened to people that I disagree with politically, and they've made me laugh. A good example is Macdonald. He's to the right of me, but I thought his comedy was absolutely hilarious, including his comedy where he criticized the Clintons while at the while doing, I think it was the White House press dinner or whatever it's called, right? I wish I could play some of that. Actually, if somebody can link me the footage of that, maybe we should play. That stuff's hilarious. But this just stuff isn't funny. It's just preachy. He's preaching to the choir. He's just saying stuff to the audience to get their approval. This isn't about making a funny joke or something that's funny. This is about just like hammering out a political point and then maybe somehow making it a joke, right? It'd be like if I came on here and I was like, man, Vosh is really stupid, huh? I really disagree with what he does around every police shooting. It's almost like he's got mushroom brain, or just like potato brain. What was clear there is I wanted to make a point about Vosh's commentary, and so I just tried to find a way to kind of try to finagle it into a joke. The comedy needs to come first before any political point. And so what's happening is we're having all these political commentators, we're having all these people come out of the woodwork, and what they always do is they prioritize making a point that whatever audience they're speaking to, whether they're right-wing, left-wing, or whoever, are going to agree with. By the way, can I just say, that is terrible. The point of comedy should not be there to just sit there and shake your hand and say, I agree with you. Thank you so much. Oh, we're so on the same page. We agree on everything. Thank you for agreeing with me. And we have the exact same politics. I'm with her on one side or the other side. Oh, MAGA 2024, we'll take back to Trump, steal stop the steal, right? Or vaccines are fake, yada, yada, yada. No, that's not comedy. That's making a political speech and then trying to find a way to just suck out at any cost, like laughter out of the crowd after you make a political statement, right? There's not a real difference between what Jimmy Dore just did, if he was just doing a normal news segment, than this being his stand-up. This was just a news segment that he tried to somehow craft into a joke. Craft into a comedy segment. And he's not the only one who does it. It's not just, but here's another example of it. This is another anti-vax person. I'm going to be for real. I really don't like anti-vaxxers, so that's why I'm kind of hammering on them a little bit right now. But this is a really famous example that was really being shared all around the internet late last year in October. This is Jim Brewer, who's a conservative comedian. He did a segment on vaccines. I don't even know if I can play the whole thing. It's actually hard to listen to. And that's when you really know comedy's bad, when it's just really, really hard to just even sit down and listen to. Just listen to him. Just listen to him. Just tell me if this is the comedy of old. This is the comedy that challenged you. This is the George Carlins of the world.
And everyone that wants to talk to you about facts and science. No, you do with that. And that's all I see when they talk like that. No, this is real. It's the facts because I researched it. There's like little parakeets just waiting for the news to come on, walking in. And then the news comes on.
Dr. Fauci's on! Dr. Fauci's on! 2 masks, 3 masks, 3 masks, 2 masks. Vaccine, 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 vaccine. Wear the mask. Numbers are going up. Numbers are going up. These are facts. These are facts. Trust the science. Trust the science.
All over the place. Someone's got to put them back in the birdcage. Jeez.
Listen to that, by the way. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Jeez.
I'll explain later. Just listen to that right there.
Trust the science. Okay. Okay. If that's what makes you feel smarter.
Can I just say, and this is a point I'm stealing from somebody else, okay? But I think, honestly, and this is my personal bias, I'm going to be honest, I'm biased about this. I feel like a lot of conservatives have like attacked like artistic institutions for so long. And through their attack of artistic institutions in the arts and telling everybody not to go into art, not to go into these things, and the more kind of liberal, like parent-y position of like, no, you know, follow your dreams, like we'll support you, yada yada, has led to, you know, the arts being dominated by the liberals. I mean, that's why Hollywood's dominated by liberals. That's why when you watch movies, it's going to be like liberal or left-leaning messaging, because the conservatives have just been so like, you know, anti-Hollywood, anti the arts generally. And so it's not that surprising that when you look at modern art and modern comedy, modern movies, modern TV, you're not going to see a lot of conservative comedy. And the conservative comedy you are going to see is the most self-serving, like, I don't know what you call it, but like this self-fellatio of just like, again, getting the point across is so much more important than actually making good, biting commentary, especially biting commentary that challenges your audience.
It's mind terrorism. So stupid, man.
Mind terrorism.
This 2 years is gonna be a play. It's not stupid. 6 foot safe, 5 foot danger. 6 foot safe, 5 foot danger. Next year on Broadway. 6 foot safe. When you're 6 foot, you're safe from the COVID. When you're 5 feet, danger, danger.
Step back in social distance.
6 foot safe.
5 foot danger.
Here come the terrorizers coming to breathe on you.
6 foot. He's a grandma killer. Selfish human being doesn't care about others. Grandma killer.
Next summer on Broadway.
Dude, is he microdosing? I feel like he has to be microdosing, man. He's so red. I feel like he must be microdosing something.
5 foot danger.
Numbers going up.
mind control exists, ask yourself, how does a human being get so scared?
See, here it is. Here's the preaching. Here's the preaching. Here's you going to your audience, just patting them on the back, giving them a big hug, being like, everything you believe is true. Everything you believe is true. Everything you believe is true. Don't be challenged. This is your safe space. The comedy room, the mic stand. It's your safe space. It's here to tell you that everything you believe is true and you don't need to reevaluate anything you believe. It's so true. It's so true. This is a political rally. This is not comedy.
So scared, which I feel hard. That's mind terrorism. That they're
See, hear it. Hear that. Listen to that. Yes. Yes. Just listen to the crowd. Listen to how they're reacting to this.
By themselves. What kind of terror is going through? Your body wants to get rid of toxins. That's why you drop a deuce. That's why you pee. That's why you go. That's why you go. That's why when you drink.
Can I also just say, funny, loud is funny is also a problem here. It's not just the political messages. It's not only, even if he was to just concentrate on making funny comedy, I just find Jim to be just a generally unfunny comedian too. On top of that, even when he's not doing non-political comedy, it's also generally funny. Even when he just concentrates on the comedy.
Drink too much. Your body spits it out. The last thing you want to do is, can I have that back? By yourself in a car. Just, oh God. Okay. Oh God. Oh, I hope I don't get myself sick. 2 years ago, we would have been stopping them at a red light. Are you okay? Take the mask off. Are you trying to kill yourself? God loves you. God loves you.
Okay, that's it. Okay, we're done with that. The last example I want to give, and I'm giving this one because this is a really flagrant example of this. This is Saturday Night Live, and if you watch any Saturday Night Live episode, it feels like they're doing this so often, and it's so bad. And I gotta say, I'm somebody who wanted Miss Jackson to get on the Supreme Court. I'm supposed to agree with their message here, right? I'm supposed to agree with them. I am the group they are supposed to be hugging, reassuring, and telling me that everything I believe is so true, so base, so amazing. I am that person, okay? And this makes me sick. I can't watch this. Let's just play it because I want to give one example of the left in America doing this, because I just want to say this. I unironically believe that this is a bipartisan issue, that both of us just like to fellatio ourselves.
And look, I know your confirmation process put you through the ringer, but in the end, people do the right thing. I mean, I was confirmed to the Senate 96-3, right? So what was your vote?
53 to 47.
Whoa.
Yeah, a lot of them walked out, and one guy kept asking me if babies are racist.
Ted Cruz?
You know it was. You should have seen that man. He actually sat there on TV and read a children's book at me.
She's just saying what happened. That isn't comedy.
Well, it was Ted Cruz, so I bet the book was called Goodnight Cancun, and that's a Ginsburg.
And listen, there it is. There it is, the thing that was consistent in all of them. Self-aggrandizing clapping. So true, so amazing, so brave, so stunning, so amazing. You really got him this time. I agree with you. Nobody here is being challenged. Nobody here is really even doing comedy, so to speak. Or if they are, they're trying to sprinkle it in between political points, right? It's garbage. It's terrible. It's god awful, right? And the thing that's consistent between all of them is them clapping. And that's the thing. You're not supposed to be clapping because you agree with the comedian. You're supposed to be laughing. You're supposed to be laughing, not clapping. And that's why I want to bring up my favorite comedian of all time, Norm Macdonald. He talked about this in 2011, right? About 11 years ago, he brought up this issue. And he actually did this at a time when I think he was hosting the sports show. So this is after he was on SNL working with these fine fellows, right? Here it is. Let's read a little bit of this article, because everything he says here is more true than ever, especially when it comes to political comedy. When Norm Macdonald was hosting SNL's Weekly Update, his relationship with the studio audience was a serious chunk of his charm. He would repeatedly put the audience on the defense, making them feel like they shouldn't laugh at something, and that's what I loved about him. Please, somebody link me his time making jokes for Bill Clinton and him pissing off Hillary. It's hilarious. And then force them to laugh anyway. It was that push and pull that made Norm feel a bit of a badass. He wasn't going to come to the audience. He was going to make them come to him. But the audience for Norm's show, Sports Show with Norm Macdonald, is a different animal entirely, and not in a good way. Almost every joke he told on last night's show was met with hooting, cheering, and applause. The audience was filled not with people he had to win over, as he had at SNL, but with people already looking to laugh at everything he says. And that sort of fucked him up. Not that the show's bad, but it just feels off. Norm's delivery is traditionally full of measured pauses where he waits for the audience to either catch up with him, which was always amazing when there was like a 5-second delay as people realize what he just actually said, or give in to his jokes. But when an audience is cheering at mere mention of a subject without even needing to hear the punchline, it throws off everything that makes Norm Norm. The problem was especially pronounced in last night's show, where the audience was so overwhelmingly obnoxious as to be seriously distracting throughout the entire episode. It was seemingly full of drunk frat boys just looking to yell and shout rather than see a comedy show. It was like the worst elements of the Daily Show audience, but even more weighted towards cheering than laughing. That being said, you can't place the entirety of the blame on the crowd. If all the jokes you tell elicit cheering rather than laughter, that's on the joke teller as well. When I first began in comedy, I would get people to clap rather than actually laugh. You just say something that has no comedy in it at all, but people agree with it. Like if the point of your joke is like, Buchanan is a Nazi, I could say that and I guarantee that I could get people to clap simply by saying that. But it's not even true. So I was getting people to clap, but I reached a point where I never wanted to get people to clap because it was, like you said, pandering. But there's a difference between a clap and a laugh. A laugh is involuntary, but the crowd is in complete control when they're clapping. They're saying, "We agree with what you're saying, proceed." But when they're laughing, they're generally surprised. And when they're not laughing, they're really surprised. And sometimes I think in my little head that that's the best comedy of all. And that right there fully encapsulates what I'm trying to say. When these comedians come out and they just say whatever, every single thing they can to pander to the audience, make them agree, make them love them, because they agree with them. This is their safe space in their little environment where they can just have all of their beliefs reinforced. That is disgusting to me, because that isn't comedy. It's a political rally. It's you just going out there and saying things that you know everyone is going to agree with, and so it's a slam dunk by default. It's not a challenge to go out there and say things you know an audience is going to agree with. You think that if I had to do a comedy show and I had to do it in front of my audience, I know how I could get you all to clap. I could just go out there and be like, man, Putin, more like asshole, and then boom. It doesn't even need to be a joke. There doesn't need to be a punchline, just the laughter. You can hear it when Jim was going off. He was going off afterward, just going into full speech mode. At the end of the SNL clip, the same thing. And all of Jimmy Dore's segment was just preaching and trying to finagle it into a punchline. Preaching, finagle it into a punchline. It was the worst when you heard more clapping than laughter. And so I feel that Norm Macdonald, the comedy legend, the great, in my opinion, even though not a lot of people agree with me, the GOAT, was was a great example of somebody who challenged the audience. You want to know what political comedy I would love? If somebody went to CPAC and made them laugh by mocking conservative values and mocking conservative commentators. Not all of it, just mocking possibly Ted Cruz or Donald Trump, mocking them. Or, and I apply this the same way our side, by the way, I want to see if you're a political comedian and you get invited to like a Dem conference, you should make like 60% of it making fun of Democrats, 70% of it making fun of Democrats. You should challenge your audience and force them to try to hide their laughter as they laugh at the ridiculousness of some of the members of their party. That's what you should be doing, because that makes you sit there, makes you feel uncomfortable, makes you feel challenged, and it makes you involuntarily laugh. And that is some of the best comedy, when you don't want to laugh, but you got no choice but to laugh. That's when you know somebody's funny, when somebody's not doing it on easy mode, somebody is actually challenging you. And I don't see that in political comedy. I can't watch political comedy. And I know a lot about politics. Well, I know a certain amount about politics. I don't want to say that. But I can't watch political comedy. I don't like it when comedians get political. You want to know, there's one person on this planet who I think, when they engage with political comedy, political commentary, quote unquote, that I think is funny. By the way, you all getting angry at me calling Norm the GOAT, I don't care. To me, he's my personal GOAT, okay? I'm sure you can all make historical arguments as to why that's not true. You can talk about like Saget or something, I don't care. He's my personal GOAT. He's the only one I really ever cared about. To me, there's a streamer called, and most of you probably don't know about him. His name is Jay Schlatt. He's the only person who, I know the vast majority of the people who watch him are young, like liberal types. Like, you know, young people, very zoomery people who generally have left-wing values. Right? And he'll make these funny jokes that are a lot of time based in the idea of him being like this right-wing, out-of-touch person, right?
What do you like, Obama?
What
do you like, Obama?
You gotta tell me what's wrong with Obama.
You like Obama?
How can you dislike Obama? How?
Because he ruined the United States.
I would like to know how he ruined the United States.
Think about how bad the country was, and now think about how good it is.
I think the country was pretty great. You know, I would actually say that America was already great.
What are you, a liberal?
or him being just like poking fun at the left or making jokes that challenge the audience and make people feel uncomfortable. And I find it hilarious, right? Him making people uncomfortable, him purposely challenging people to have they got no option but to laugh at him. And to me, that doesn't really exist in political comedy generally. It's just a bunch of circle jerks, and I hate it. I despise it. I can't stand it. I don't watch The Daily Show. I don't really watch anything. Like, here's a great example of it. I know I like John Oliver. I think he makes informative, somewhat entertaining commentary. His comedy isn't that funny to me. It just isn't. Most political commentators or political comedians or even edutainers are not that funny to me. Because I feel like at the end of the day, they're trying desperately to try to like solicit clapping, not laughter. And I think the point of comedians should be to solicit laughter. Somebody please give me the Norm Macdonald Bill Clinton thing. I need to watch it right now. I'm craving it. I'm craving it actively. Oh my god, this was the funniest. His appearance on The View, I have to watch it. This was even funnier than when he said this directly to Bill Clinton.
Words are droll, sarcastic, controversial, hilarious. Well, those are some of the words that are used to describe Norm Macdonald's character on his sitcom Norm. But as you will see in this clip, people may think twice before they use the words smooth or charming. Take a look.
Okay, skip all of this. None of this matters. Just wait till he gets out. It's great. From the way he walks onto the stage and chases the cameraman to him sitting down.
Norm Macdonald.
What's up, man?
Okay, Norm, you're Canadian.
Yes, I am.
So what do you
Sadly.
think of this whole presidential mess?
Well, I hope that the Democrats don't steal the election from the winner, you know, but who knows?
He's doing it just to piss him
You like
off. I
George
love
Bush,
it.
don't you?
I love George Bush, man. He's a good man, decent, you know, none of this. He's, you know, he's not a liar, a crook, murderer, or anything like that. So it'd be good to get the. See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Murderers.
Yeah.
Oh, Clinton murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, you're not allowed to put out no accusations without.
That's a little too far.
That's the way it does.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen,
Norm,
we don't need
I
to
don't
talk
want to get
about
into this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question. So get with it.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Not for nothing, Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm now going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Okay.
Let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up. All right, now.
He does not care. Don't threaten him with that. That's a challenge.
Football.
All right, manslaughter.
Let's talk football.
Norm, did you ever hear the word?
The phone is ringing.
I certainly hope that's somebody calling to tell you to go home.
Oh, no.
Dude, you got a phone ringing.
Oh.
Answer the phone.
Hello? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. The thing is this. There, you know Matt Strauss?
Yeah, the producer.
The producer, he told me it would be funny. He said, like, why don't you carry a cell phone on and then let it ring and then pretend like there's a guy on it?
Is there anybody on it?
No, it's a thing, pretend
You know
thing.
what, Norm?
No, he's doing that for himself. He's calling out a producer with a shit joke who said he told me this would be funny. Dude, I love everything about Norm
You're
Macdonald.
a dead man.
I don't care if he didn't believe in anything I believe in. It's just funny. It's just funny to watch him just take 5 minutes of national television, just mess with people.
Barbara, you know what you said about rage at work?
Give this man a plate of soup and tell him to shut up.
Norm,
All right, then. Let's see.
Norm.
What?
Okay, listen, Norm, listen. Not only have you annoyed us, but I've read that you have actually annoyed one of your idols. Who is that?
Oh, the great Bill Cosby.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Oh, my God, I love that guy. He's my hero, you know, just like you, maybe George or Bill Clinton would be your hero. I love.
There's no stopping you, is there?
No, you seem to like Bill Clinton.
There really are. This man leads into our show on Friday night.
I know.
It's all right, his career's over after this anyway. Who cares? Go ahead, Norm.
No, Bill Clinton, who's a great man, obviously. You know, everybody has their opinions, right?
Are you moving along?
No,
You're
Bill
gonna get to the point.
Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Oh, Cosby.
Oh, God. Cosby.
What's in that coffee? What are you drinking in there?
Now, Bill Cosby is a great man, first
Okay.
of all. There has never been any accusations toward Bill Cosby about any...
Will you just tell us what you did for Bill Cosby?
Oh,
That's before everything,
met him.
too.
I opened for him at a club, and he was a great man, you know. He's
Oh,
my
my
hero of
God.
all time. You know how funny Bill Cosby
Yeah,
is.
so get
Oh
to
my
the
God.
point. I'm going past menopause.
Make the point.
Let's go.
Not everything has a point.
We are learning that, okay?
All right, Norm, you want to finish the story, or shall I ask you the next thing?
Well, the Bill Cosby thing is this.
Dear God.
I met Bill Cosby. We're all fans of Bill Cosby, right? Daniel?
Yeah.
What? Yes. Why don't we talk about the millionaire?
Oh, yeah, you know what? Tonight, Norm and I...
Please. I like Bill Cosby. Let's talk about the millionaire.
Norm Macdonald and I are on The Millionaire tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Well, tell him about that, how you thought he's dumb today. Where do you see him tonight?
And look at them. See, they're clapping. They're clapping, hooting, and hollering, not laughing. It's the same problem.
Tell him, Norm.
People always told me Hollywood was like incredibly liberal and biased, and I thought it was untrue. But
You want to talk about the millionaire?
yes, I do.
You have 10 seconds to
tell how
talk
much
about
you
the
want.
millionaire.
Don't tell how much.
Don't tell them what I won?
No.
Oh.
You're not allowed to tell anything like that.
Well, what are you trying to ask him then?
I don't know. He doesn't answer anything anyway. So
All
we'll tell him.
right. Okay, so he's on the millionaire tonight, and he's on Friday nights, and
on Monday, his taxes will be audited.
so he's on Friday nights at 9. He's on the millionaire at 9. You can play along at home on enhanced TV. You are a number. I have never met anything like you. We will be right back.
My God. Okay, now we have to watch. I'm sorry we're doing this rabbit hole, but we have to. We have to watch this.
Well, good evening, Mr. President. This is First Lady.
This is, again, him in front of the President of the United States, Bill Clinton. And Hillary.
And the distinguished members of the Radio and Television Correspondents' Dinner, you know, when I accepted the honor of performing here tonight, one thought crossed my mind, and that was, please, God, don't let me bomb in front of the President. And of course, it was very inspiring to see President Clinton up here on crutches making a speech. I mean, I thought that was just amazing, you know. I mean, it's been difficult for the president. You know, he can't jog now, and he needs help getting around, and he's still, you know, occasionally suffers great pain, you know. On the upside, you got your medical marijuana, so that's, you know. You must inhale, sir. It's the only way you're going to get better. It's... But it's odd. I mean, I think this is the first time that I can remember that we've had a president that is hobbled, you know, and it's tough on everybody. The Secret Service, it's not easy on the Secret Service. They have had to learn, you know, how to do this, and they've been specially trained on how to lift and carry President Clinton by top experts who've been doing this for a long time. Boris Yeltsin's Secret Service agents. They've stepped in to help, you know. I'm very nervous. I don't know why. Before I sip this coffee, actually, sir, how much is it? How much would a cup of coffee cost in a place like this?
Nothing for you.
Nothing. It's free. Okay, great. I didn't want to get, you know, I didn't want to see $90,000 on my bill later. I'm sorry. You know, of course, they say the White House is haunted. Did you know that? And I thought this was kind of sad. I heard last night that President Clinton charged Abraham Lincoln's ghost $10,000 to sleep in his own bed. So that doesn't seem right to me, you know? I mean... No. But look, the president, you know, has come under a lot of fire for raising money, but, you know, he's good at raising money. That's not a bad thing. Every president's done it. It's just that President Clinton is very, very, very good at it. Do you know he has organized in the past year over 100 fundraising dinners and over 200 fundraising midnight snacks? Did you know that? Is he laughing? Is he...
See, like, some of this is he's bringing up things that is critical of Clinton in front of Clinton, but then turning it into funny to something that everybody can laugh at. I like that. And it's like, and it gets more and more hard as this goes on. I want to play a little bit more, but this was, God, I love it.
No, but Mr. President, seriously, you know, I know you've had to work through a lot of distractions in doing the business of running this country, and I just want to say, you know, that I implore you, stay focused and do the job, and try to remember, you know, that Rome was not built in a day, you know. I mean, just ask Strom Thurmond, he'll tell you. It was not built in a day. He's an old fella, you know, folks. How would you not know that? You know, it just occurred to me, Mr. President, you are now handicapped, and you're the President of the United States. You must have an unbelievable parking spot, you know? got to be very close to the building, you know? But you got to hand it to the president. His injury is not holding him back from doing the business of the nation, you know. In fact, he just nominated Major General Claudia Kennedy as the Army's first female three-star general. And I think that's great, you know. She's doing a great job. Apparently, the only thing she's having trouble with, she's having difficulty figuring out how to sexually harass herself. She doesn't know how to... What's that? Guy yells my name for no reason. I just want to say, you know, before I go, that it really has been a thrill for me. I joke around about the news, you know, but you people, you do the real thing, and you serve as our watchdogs, and you tell the real stories that come out of this city. And I, for one, you know, think you do a darn good job. And as a matter of fact, I have a message from someone who couldn't be here and wanted me to read it to you. This is from Senator Bob Dole. He wanted me to read this to you. Here it is. This is it. This is from Senator Bob Dole.
Excited.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, to hell with all of you. You cost me the damn election. You can kiss my ass, every last one of you. Thank you, folks. Thank you very much.
You know,
God, man, it's so funny. And the thing is, he wasn't afraid to bomb. I think that like Norm just wanted to get a reaction out of people, and he did it well. I loved it, man. I loved him. So funny. God, I love Norm Macdonald. I could honestly sit here and watch Norm Macdonald clips with you guys all day, as I feel like he epitomizes everything that political comedy and just comedy in general should be. But nobody wants to do, because it's not going to get you necessarily the same mainstream roles that it's going to get everybody else. There's a reason why he was fired from SNL at the end of the day.